The idea for the Hungarian Echoes Festival came a couple of years ago when the Philharmonic asked me to do a series of concerts that would have a thematical link, and finally came up with this concept, which basically consists of concert programs that are really interesting and exciting in themselves, but also if you hear all of them together, it kind of makes a sort of organic whole, and it creates an arc that makes it hopefully very satisfying to hear from the beginning to the end. Well, when you look at these programs, the obvious things, or the obvious thing that binds them together is the nationality or the geographical location. Haydn spent most of his professional life in Esterházy, which now belongs to Hungary, but then of course was part of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. And both Bartók and Ligeti were Hungarians. They both ended up in exile, but nevertheless, this was the country of origin. The other thing that is actually more interesting and something that you wouldn't think about straight away is that all these composers are cutting edge, but from different times. And you know, if there were a scale for shock value or like radicalism or whatever, you know, if there were a unit for this kind of thing, Haydn would actually be on top of the scale, because what he was doing in these three symphonies what we're playing in this series is that he completely reinvented the symphonic form, or rather, there was no symphonic form yet. So he basically put it together in his kitchen and came up with the wildest, most unusual things. And also what is fun about these pieces is that he had just got this appointment from the Prince of Esterházy, who was a big music lover. So he hired Haydn to be his court composer and conductor. And the first lot of symphonies he writes for the Prince is this group of three symphonies. And his aim is to really push the envelope. And he makes every player do impossible things. And you know, there's like a double bass cadenza, and there's things that no composer had done ever before. So if you imagine yourself as a music lover of the day, so these things must have been really strange and weird and wonderful and exciting and something that you had never heard before. So in a way, then when you hear Ligeti, it sounds kind of normal. I mean, okay, it's modern music, but it's not that modern. So the kind of shock value in Ligeti is much, much, much less than Haydn. I think this is a fascinating thought.